in 2001. My world didn't just stop. It shattered on a road I'd driven 1,000 times. 6 months I was gone. My body was a shell in a bed, but my soul was somewhere else entirely. Somewhere I never wanted to leave. The crash was a fading echo, a distant broken sound, as I woke within a stillness where only joy is found. No hospital walls or sterile air, no hum of a machine, just the most vibrant colors that my eyes had ever seen. The peace was like a blanket, wrapping round my soul, mending every shattered piece, making every fragment whole. I stood within a golden light where heavy burdens cease, drowning in the fragrance of an everlasting peace. And there, amidst the brilliance, a familiar face appeared. The one who held my childhood heart, the one I'd long held dear. My grandmother, just as she was when I was only 11, stepped forward with a smile that held the very glow of heaven. She didn't need to speak aloud for me to hear her heart. She told me that our spirits never truly drift apart. She looked at me with wisdom, her eyes a gentle blue, and said, "My dear, the Father has a special task for you. You're destined for the Lord's own work, a path already laid. So do not let your heart be weary. Do not be afraid. Your family is waiting in the world you left behind, with stories of His faithfulness for you to help them find." The love she radiated was a river deep and wide, removing every shadow where the fear used to hide. I understood the calling, the purpose, and the plan. To go back and be a witness to the great I am. Back on earth, the machines were ticking, marking out the days, while I was walking through a kingdom lost in golden haze. They told my kin the odds were slim, the hope was wearing thin, but they didn't know the territory my soul was resting in. I saw the prayers like incense rising up towards the throne, reminding me that even in a coma I was never on my own. The bridge between the worlds was narrow, thin as a blade, but I was standing on the side where no one is dismayed. Landscape stretched forever, past the reach of human sight. A valley made of crystal and a mountain made of light. The grass felt like a promise underneath my weary feet, and the sound of many waters made the harmony complete. No pain was in my body now, no ache within my bones. I was standing in a temple that was built of living stones. I felt the weight of decades simply vanish in the air, for there isn't any sorrow that can find a foothold there. Then the atmosphere shifted, growing brighter than the sun, as I stood before the presence of the Holy Sinless One. I saw Him in His glory, Jesus Christ, the living Word, the most beautiful authority that I had ever heard. He didn't look with judgment, only kindness in His gaze, a light that reached through decades, through the accident's dark haze. The King of Kings stood by me, reaching out His hand, in a moment far too wonderful for us to understand. voice was like a melody, like water on the stone, reminding me that in the dark, I'd never been alone. "My child," he said so softly, "your time hasn't come yet. There are appointments in the valley that have already been set." I wanted just to stay there, in the shadow of His grace, to spend a billion lifetimes just looking at His face. But He spoke of those I cherished and the work I had to do, to bring a piece of heaven back to help the world get through. He showed me faces of the people I was meant to meet, the broken and the lonely walking down a Kentish street. He told me that my story was a key to unlock doors, to show the world that mercy reaches even to the shores. The bike, the blood, the coma, they were not a cruel mistake, but a forge where He was tempering a heart that would not break. I felt the pull of gravity, the world of breath and time, calling me to leave behind the mountain I'd begun to climb. I looked once more at Gran, who stood beside the Savior's side, with a look of pure approval that no universe could hide. "Go back," she whispered gently, "be the light they need to see, and tell them there's a mansion where they'll spend eternity." The joy was so contagious that I felt I might explode, as I turned my spirit's vision back toward that dusty road. I carried the commission like a fire in my chest, prepared to face the struggle and to put the fear to rest. The waking was a struggle like a swimmer reaching air, opening my eyes to see my family in prayer. 6 months of silence broken by a gasp and by a tear, as the spirit found its footing in the now and in the here. The doctors called it science or a lucky stroke of fate, but I knew I'd been standing at the very eastern gate. I felt the scars upon my skin, the trauma in the clay, but I knew the King of Glory had washed the sting away. So I tell the story now, of the bike and of the bed, and how the grave is not a wall, but a gateway to a friend. I carry back the peace of heaven, the joy of being known by the one who sits forever on the everlasting throne. My grandmother's soft wisdom and the Savior's high decree are the anchors of the life that He has given back to me. I am walking in His promises, surrendered to His grace, until the day I finally stay and see Him face to face. If you're walking through a valley where the shadows seem to reign, if you're drowning in the silence or the gravity of pain, just remember there's a kingdom where the colors never dim, and there isn't any distance that can keep a soul from Him. My child, your time hasn't come yet. There is glory left to find. Leave the bondages of yesterday and all the fear behind. Jesus took my bondages, He took the sting of death, and He's with me in the rhythm of every single breath. "6 months in the dark, only to find the light. I'm here, I'm home, and I'm doing the work. Rest in Him today. He's got you. He's always had you."